welcome back. Another day of Adobe Live here at Adobe MAX in Los Angeles. Very exciting, yes, nice. Very excited over here. So hopefully you all enjoyed that keynote. Ron, that was amazing, super inspiring. If you're in the chat watching, make sure you say what's up to us, say hello. Like I said, we're in Los Angeles, and we're gonna give you a little peek of actually where we are. This booth is incredible. What is this? Live view, woo! Maybe we can do the wave. Whoa. Awesome. As you can see next to me, there's Dan, he's waving. We've got Bobby Chiu over here on the left. Hello. Two amazing illustrators that are gonna be drawing with us for the next hour. Before we jump into their work and who they are, I wanna let you all know that we do have a jam-packed schedule today. After this stream, we're going to be doing some awesome graphic design, what's new in the design apps with Christine Arth and Isabel Lee. So that'll be Illustrator and InDesign. We're going to do some Typekit. We're going to do some Grayscale Gorilla at the end of the day. Amazing. So that would be stock and dimension. And then we'll finish out the day. We're streaming until 5 with Premiere and After Effects with Valentino V, super awesome content creator, some character animator, and then what's new for Behance. And then we're out. We're out for the day. Super amazing. So stick around for that. Check out the schedule tab over here if you want more info. And how about we chat about you too? That's also very interesting. Dan, hello. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. You want to introduce yourself, let people know what you're about, what kind of work you do?
Yeah, so I'm a freelance illustrator based in London.
Awesome.
I work mainly within the pop culture industry, making a lot of movie posters, gig posters, stuff for video games, TV series, all that sort of fun stuff.
All the cool stuff.
I think it is,
yes.
Yeah. I enjoy it.
Man, I actually have Dan's portfolio pulled up on my screen. Lots of beautiful color.
Yeah, I'm all about color, lots of color.
And you're not scared of a good landscape, I'm seeing.
No. I very much enjoy trying to create, if anything, big landscapes, you know?
Yeah.
Lots of detail, lots of stuff going on.
Man, love Futurama.
I love Futurama.
Miss that show, man.
Yeah, that's a fun piece to work on. Try to put as many little tiny characters in there.
Yeah, Bender, awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
It's all in there, it's all in there.
So you're going to be working on something on your iPad while we are hanging out today. Maybe not this intricate since we only have an hour, but we'll see what you can whip out.
Yeah.
You're like, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Cool. And Bobby, what about you? What do you work on?
So I'm a taxidermist. I'm an illustrator.
Some live taxidermy here.
I work in film, and I usually am assigned the creatures or the whimsical, fantastical themed kind of stuff.
Cool. Yeah, I can see from your portfolio that I have open that you create lots of cool little critters. Man, do you have a specific kind of creature you like to make?
When I'm just painting for myself, it's usually something cute but dark and kind of furry.
Okay.
I think that's...
Oh, yep. Hello Kitty.
That's a good example.
That's amazing. Cool. And I see that Imaginism Studios.
Yes.
That's what you're all about. And then there's also Schoolism up here at the top if you click on Learn.
Yes, Schoolism is the first ever online art school. So that was created 13 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Schoolism, 13 years ago.
Yay.
Cool.
Yeah,
so you are not just
now.
Right. Oh no, that's not good for you. So you're not just an illustrator, but you're also an educator.
Yes. I feel like education is super important, and if we're able to contribute to this conversation of art and help others, then it's an honor.
Yeah, it really is. Pass it down to the younger generations or older if they're wanting to get into it.
Exactly.
That's great. So chat, if you want to be asking these two questions, please feel free. They are a wealth of knowledge, and they also have very different styles. So I'm sure you could pretty much learn whatever you need to illustration-wise within the next hour. We will also be doing, I think, some sort of giveaway. Okay, yes, confirmed. So make sure you stick around for the chat and win. You'll see some fireworks behind us, and that's when you'll know it is time. Cool. So what are we working on?
Do you want to go first?
What am I going to be working on? You know what? I kind of came in here with a blank slate, so I'm just going to do whatever comes out, which I do that kind of stuff a lot, where I just kind of doodle in a bunch of shapes and then just kind of imagine. So we'll see. It's going to be a surprise for me too.
Wow, and I noticed that when we were preparing, you were laying down a layer of kind of gray.
That's just because when you look at a white screen for too long, my eyes get sore.
Oh, okay, so
I
it's
just
for
like
you.
to just tone it down a little bit.
Huh. Then do you turn it off later, or do you use it in your illustration?
I usually use it. Because also when you're painting with gray, you're able to paint lighter as well as darker, right?
Yeah,
So
you can
it's
push
like-
and pull.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
Very interesting. That's a very classic painting technique.
Yes.
It's good to keep an eye on. We've got Dale from Portland, Oregon. We got Sam in the house. Heidi, what's up? So cool to see you guys. If you're actually here at Adobe MAX in Los Angeles, come over to the Adobe Live booth. You can see us, and you can also get a free pack of stickers designed by Rocky Rourke, who was here yesterday. And Dan, I see you have the MAX logo
Yeah.
already hanging out.
So basically, my sort of work, I normally need at least 2 or 3 days to do those pieces. So I'm not going to try and do that because it would be very disappointing, I think, for everyone involved.
Yeah, not a fun experience.
No. So instead, another thing I'm kind of known for is doing more sort of intricate swirling patterns and, you know, those sort of things. So I'm going to have a little bit of fun with the Max logo, just try and do some nice patterns around it. If we got some time, we're going to put some good color and highlights in there. Just kind of going with the flow.
Cool.
No, not too much of a plan.
No
Should be
stress
fun.
here. We're just having
Yeah.
fun for the next hour.
That's the idea. Yeah, I'm just going to try and have a bit of fun.
Awesome.
A couple
you
people
start,
with no plan. Is that what we're saying?
Yep. It's early.
We just
Actually,
lost
it's not.
like
We know
100
what we're
years.
doing secretly.
You can't always have a plan. This
No.
is when the good lessons are learned, I think you would say.
I think so.
Maybe the struggles happen.
I think sometimes you got to just let things naturally take over and just see where it goes. And
Right.
you know, sometimes having too much of a plan can be quite disappointing. And you have a real set plan in your mind, and then you create it, and it doesn't look good at all. And then you go home and just don't work for a day or so.
Yeah.
That happens quite a lot, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say
Thank
so.
you for being honest. That's true. I'm sure a lot of people in chat would say they agree. Sometimes it can be a little disheartening. That's why you
Yeah.
have to have fun like this.
Exactly.
Sometimes the most fun thing is starting without knowing what it's going to be, and maybe you have an idea of like painting a chicken and it turns out into a dinosaur. You know, like I really like those kind of things.
Yeah.
That was a very specific example.
Yeah.
Has that happened before?
Well,
I'd like
Every
to think it
day.
has.
not that exact example, but like when I do gallery shows, you know, a lot of times I don't like a painting and I'll just paint over top of it and paint over top until it totally becomes something different than what I first planned.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And Anita in the chat was wondering, for Bobby specifically, how do you come up with these strange shapes for your creatures? Because they're all very organic and not like any other creatures you would see.
I love watching nature shows, and I also, when I go and travel, which is quite a lot, I like to go to places where I can see animals.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm always looking for more kind of food for my mental library.
Yeah.
Right? And so a lot of times, like this one, it's just random stuff that I go, oh yeah, that kind of looks like it should have a tail. You know, this kind of looks like a fin or whatever, and then just start from there.
Cool. So it looks like your creature has some sort of, maybe it's like a club tail that it can hit people with, or maybe it's like a paddle it can swim with.
Yeah, it could be. I didn't think about the club. I was thinking about just a kind of like a fishy kind of tail.
Oh, okay, like a
I
fin.
like that idea.
Cool. And I can actually see in the background, Bobby, is that the illustration you made on Adobe Live?
I did, and they kind of have the same silhouette, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh man, am I
love
just
that.
like typecasting myself now?
I think you have kind of like a repertoire of creatures. You could see that and be like, yeah, that's Bobby Chiu for sure.
You know what? Can I just say that this Adobe Sketch is super cool. When I finish doing a bunch of paint, it still moves around.
Yeah, it's like it's real paint inside your iPad.
I just started using this like maybe a month ago, and this is the first time I'm using the watercolor function though.
Uh-huh.
Super neat.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
like
something
live.
Yeah, exactly.
Super
It's
cool.
like it does part of the painting for you,
Yep.
just like real watercolor.
Exactly, and sometimes it doesn't do what you want it to do.
Yeah.
There is that little fan icon on the left. That's when you can dry it, so it'll
Yes.
stop moving, which is super awesome. And chat, if you want to try out these apps, they're totally free for you to play with. You can download them on iPads, tablets, phone devices, pretty much any mobile device. So search Photoshop Sketch. And is this Draw or is this Sketch?
This is Draw. Yeah.
Awesome. So then we have Illustrator Draw. That's what Dan's working on. And that is, like the name would have you guess, it's based on Illustrator, so it's vectors. So you can then send this to your desktop and it'll be a live vector design, which is very cool.
Yeah, very cool. But then you just press the button up at the top of
Yep.
Here. Adobe Desktop Apps.
Yep.
If you're signed in on both, just like that.
Yeah, it's
magic.
seriously like magic.
It's
Your
really good.
Illustrator will open. It's like, huh, wasn't expecting that to work.
Although I tried to do it in the hotel room the other day, and I'm pretty sure it went to my studio back in London.
Oh, really?
So
Your computer just turns on in a dark room?
I think that probably did happen, yeah.
Oh man, that's too bad. That's awesome. And the same thing can be said for Sketch. If you then send it to Photoshop, it'll open up with all of your layers intact. You can use the same brushes in Sketch that you can use in Photoshop. Pretty awesome. You just get better with every update.
Oh yeah, and we saw some pretty exciting stuff yesterday with Gemini.
Oh, yeah.
And Gemini in particular, for me, I was sort of like, that is something I really want to play around with.
Me too. I'm like,
And-
please, can I play with it?
Yeah. And also the idea of Photoshop on the iPad.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
think that a lot of people's jaws hit the floor, I think,
Yeah.
with that one.
And the
Seriously.
drawers.
And their drawers. Everything just flew. Their wigs, their drawers, everything. Amazing. Cool. And we've got Shauna Lynn in the chat, also an amazing illustrator. What's up, Shauna? Let us know in the chat if you are also an artist, a creator, or if you're a hobbyist, if you're just hanging out with us for fun. Please let us know. Super interesting.
Wow, this is really neat. I haven't actually painted with watercolor in this thing before, and I'm kind of just speechless.
Yeah. You're just
Everybody's got to really try this. This is really, really neat.
Dude, I bet it's especially powerful with the actual Apple Pencil. It's a really
Yes.
nice tool.
This is one of my favorite styles. It's there's just something about the sort of, it's just so tiny.
Yeah, and it feels good in the hand. It's
a
got a
good
good
weight.
weight. Yep,
Yeah.
totally. Although I have a very clench. I hold it really tight, so I definitely need to get a rubber grip, and then it'll be perfect.
I saw someone you can get those really big styluses,
Yeah.
and apparently that's better for your better for your hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what my problem is. It's okay. It's part of my style, I guess.
Too much drawing.
Yeah, too much drawing. Get too excited.
Yeah.
Man, okay, so Isaac is a hobbyist and student. Catherine is watching from Davis, California. Awesome, a fellow Californian. Amazing. David is a hobbyist. Amy is a digital archivist. Is working and listening from LA. Oh, cool. Are you at Max? Come on over. Say hello. Ryan is wanting to know, do you use Paperlike on your iPads? No, you don't.
What do you mean?
So Paperlike is a filter. It's what Bobby has
Oh,
on
right.
his.
Got
Yes.
it. Yeah. No, I
Oh, is that
the
why?
texture. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, this is nice.
Yeah, mine's nice
This
and
is
shiny.
honestly super genuine expressions
Wonder.
here and feelings here, because I'm just wow.
Wow.
I think it's. I think that's kind of cool. I understand why some people like it. I tell you the one thing, and I don't have it here.
Oh.
You can get that glove that just goes over 2 fingers.
Yeah.
Super useful because
Yeah.
these things get hot.
Yeah.
And
Hands get clammy.
already my hands starting to stick a bit,
Oof.
and they just let you slide all over the place. That's super useful.
Yeah, especially with your style, it's so smooth and vectory. It's like you kind of need those big strokes.
Yeah, you don't want to get stuck on there.
Yeah. Okay, so tools of the trade would be the hand guard for
Absolutely,
you.
yeah.
Bobby's liking the Paperlike. Really awesome. I know some people kind of hack it where they put actual paper
Yeah.
on top of their iPads or maybe tracing paper. You could try that. That definitely works on tablets, like Wacom's. Very cool. We got Luke Finch in the house. What's up, Luke? Long time no see. Thanks for hanging out. Jones Studio says use the velvet tip. Maybe there's a different kind of
it's
nib.
in-
Yeah. That sounds amazing. I didn't know they had that for Apple Pencil.
No, I didn't know you could get that. Actually. I know with the Wacom styles.
Yeah,
you can
like the
change
intros.
loads of those. I didn't know you could do that for Apple. That sounds really good.
Very nice. So that's actually a great segue. I know a lot of people are always curious about a creative setup. Like, what does your workstation look like? When do you feel like you're really in the zone? Actually, before you answer that, we have fireworks. Woo! So that means something really exciting is going to happen for our viewers. It's time for the chat and win, everybody. This is your chance to get active in the chat. So actually, chat, you answer the question. What does your workspace look like at home? What's your setup? And by answering that question in the chat or saying anything, you will be entered to win 100 free custom stickers from Sticker Mule, which is amazing. My stickers on my laptop are Sticker Mule, great quality. Any experience with Sticker Mule for you too?
No, I presume they're American based, right?
Yeah, probably.
I'm probably not allowed them in the UK.
Well, maybe
Probably
we
cost
can,
me too much.
Yeah, maybe we can get your hands on some. But
There's
awesome.
so many good deals in America that I hear on podcasts. They don't apply to me.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
You'll survive. But yeah, chat, so you have the possibility to win. Let us know what your work setup is like. Sticker Mule is a great way to get your marketing out there in the hands of people. And like I said, stickers are amazing quality. They last literal years. You can get die cut, you can get circles, whatever shape you want, sticker packs. It's incredible. So one of you will be winning very soon. Woo! Somebody said that their workspace is very cluttered. Same.
I think a lot of people probably would say that.
Yeah? Is that your style?
My studio has started to become very cluttered.
Oh.
But that's like 10 years of accumulating things.
Yeah.
My workspace itself, right in front of me, I try and keep that very tidy.
Right.
Cintiq to my side, iMac.
Gotcha.
I like to have just that there.
Yeah, no
but that,
distractions.
within a few days within the week, that goes horribly wrong.
Man, so what is your Cintiq? Do you have a smaller one, a larger one?
It's the 22 HD.
Oh, perfect.
Which is really nice model. It's quite old now.
Yeah,
they've
it
certainly
still works.
Oh, it works perfectly. Yeah, it's
There
very
you
nice.
go. Cool.
But I will upgrade at some point.
Someday, coming soon. So we have a winner for the 100 free custom stickers. It is Tabra Elmore. Tabra, if you're in the chat, let us know. We're going to give you some hype. Congratulations. Adobe Live will be in contact with you on your Behance messages, so keep an eye on that. And then Bobby, how's it going over there?
It's going good. I was just staring at Dan's art.
Bobby
there.
is just like in another
I'm
world
just
right
having
now.
Fun, you know. Like, this is awesome.
I'm so glad you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Makes us happy.
Like, I have an iPad, but I just watch TV on it. So now I'm thinking I should probably.
You can dual it.
do
You
a
can watch
little-
TV on one half and then iPad Sketch on the other.
Yeah, honestly, like I generally only do art nowadays at my studio, and then I have multiple screens and all that stuff. But yeah, I think I might just change that after this.
Okay. You heard it here first. Check it out.
Yeah, working away from the studio and traveling is no excuse anymore, unfortunately. If you have an iPad, you can work.
Yeah, but it's also a good excuse to get an iPad. And then you can write it off on your taxes. It's great.
Yeah, definitely that.
There you go. Although if you're watching TV on it, I don't know, Bobby, you might have to actually draw on it for that to work. Kevin wants to know, is Bobby the little man character in his illustrations? Do you know what little man he's talking about?
That little, if you scroll up a little bit, too far.
Oh.
There's a little mushroom guy that's getting chased
Love him.
by a piranha puppy.
Is this you?
That's who they're talking about, I think. And yeah, that kind of represents me.
What are you being chased by?
No, like I do these little plant people videos in my YouTube channel.
Yes, right. I've seen that.
Yeah, Digital Bobbert is the username in case anybody's interested.
It's kind of a big deal. You should probably go check it out. And that's your name on Instagram as well.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
Digital
Not the
Bobbert.
most clever name, I have to say. I should have just put Bobby Chiu, but
now you have it.
yeah.
Gotta own it. Do you think you'll ever change it? Or you just sticking with it?
I think about it.
Yeah, 2019, a new resolution, a new Bobby.
Yeah, I think about it sometimes, but yeah.
Hey, I think it
I
works.
like it, yeah.
pretty cool. So you're Digital Bobbert, and then Dan, how can people find you on the interwebs?
Across all social networks, I'm at Dan Mumford Draws.
Cool.
And then my website's dan-mumford.com.
Gotcha.
Don't go to danmumford.com, that's photographer.
Oh, okay, I was like, I thought you were going to say it was something else.
It used to be something that just had lots of Grand Theft Auto GIFs on it.
Cool.
And
that wasn't you?
That was not me,
Okay.
no. So I don't know who it is that owns that domain, but you know, they're putting it to good use.
Okay. I mean,
Oh, you know why I chose a different name is because when I was starting off, there was a murderer named Bobby Chiu.
Oh.
And so when you searched my name, that was the first person you'd see. So I was like, nah.
I think that's fair. That's,
Right?
yeah.
Random facts.
That's
There you
smart.
go.
smart
I mean,
move.
I've always been very annoyed at Mumford & Sons because,
Dang it.
you know, they kind of got in the way a little bit there.
Yeah, and they're English, right?
Yeah, and they went on a hiatus a few years ago, and I was like, it's my chance to
I'm gonna steal it.
to go back in the Google rankings if you just type in Mumford, but no. You still got to put in Dan Mumford for me, unfortunately.
Man, although I searched Dan Mumford and you were literally the first thing. So great SEO.
So that's good, yeah.
Awesome. So if you want to check out my screen real quick, we've got Dan's Instagram open. Like you said, Dan Mumford Draws is his handle. Lots of beautiful work here and a great way to just keep in touch with you. It seems like you have quite a few stories going on. So that's great.
I've been trying to put all of Adobe MAX on my stories. Yeah.
Cool.
I was at New York Comic Con just before as well. If you go on the highlights, that is like, everything's there.
That's the real
I'm
deal.
trying to keep people, look at all those tiny dots. There's
Oh
loads.
my gosh. Who are these guys?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually know.
Cool.
But yeah.
Awesome. So that's Dan's Instagram. Everyone, please go give him a follow if you're interested. And then we also have Digital Bobbert. So that is Bobby's Instagram. And you can find out more about Schoolism and the YouTube channel, Digital Bobbert.
Yeah, my Instagram, I try to always put a inspirational quote or one that I might make up myself.
I've noticed that actually about your posts. I'm like, deep, Bobby, deep.
Try to, uplift people a little bit.
Cool. I mean, that's a great way to use the internet, I would have to say.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think mine's quite as uplifting.
No, it's just more fun.
Just lots of stupid things that I see around the world.
Cool. Grand Theft Auto GIFs, GIFs.
No, but maybe I should start putting
You
them. People would probably
should.
like that, actually, yeah.
That'd be amazing. Cool. Omar's wondering, does anybody use Huion products, or what kind of tablets do you recommend? Monoprice, Wacom?
I like Wacom.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't really seen anything better. In my own opinion, it's kind of like a staple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I've tried a few other tablets before, and apart from the iPad, which I use when traveling, the Cintiq and the Intuos little ones,
Yeah.
they're pretty good. There's a reason they're kind of the standard, I think.
Yeah, they definitely are at the highest probably price point, besides like an iPad.
Yeah.
But they have the highest level of sensitivity. Their pins are really well designed. But I know, like when I was in school, tons of my student mates had the other kinds of brands, and it was a great way to get started. So if that's what works for you right now, and you want to get started in digital painting, by all means, try it out.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be. I don't think you should have to think you need to get this like $400 tablet or whatever.
Yes.
Like if there are cheaper alternatives, and if you're interested, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just get something. It's a great way to start.
Right.
Also, Craig Mullins, the painter, he started off using a mouse for the longest time.
Heck yeah.
So it's not like you have to have thousands of dollars to get the right equipment.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you need a stick and some sand to draw in.
I mean,
Exactly.
That's all you need. That's where it starts. That's actually a great segue into hearing about how you two started. I want to hear a little bit about your origin stories, your art superhero origin. How did you get started with the creative side of life?
Well, for me, I don't know. I was always just a big comic book fan, to be honest. Like that was, I think I always wanted to make comics or be a comic book artist. And I went to university to do illustration, which was very much a open course where I could do anything I wanted. It was amazing. I went to Brighton University. I loved it.
Cool.
And I made movies, paintings, screen printing, stop motion film, photography. I did the
Wow,
whole.
you dabbled.
Yeah, I kind of did it all. My style only really developed in the last couple of months as I left university.
Gotcha.
So,
Oh, I thought you were
Me
just
too.
saying like, just in the last couple of months.
No,
your
no,
style
no, no, no.
developed.
oh no,
Like,
no.
wow,
He's a wizard.
you're like on this rocket ship straight towards stardom.
Ooh.
Oh no, like I think people really struggle at university. Like, what's my style? What am I doing?
Yeah.
How am I going to make it in the world? And I think people should just enjoy it. If they're at university, enjoy it for what it is.
Yes.
Because it gets stressful afterwards.
It does. Real life.
But no one's style really. I don't think anyone goes in with a style and shouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, mine changed so much.
Yeah, I mean, mine's even changed over the past 10 years when
Yeah.
I've been working freelance. It's a little less obvious, those changes, but just don't worry too much about it.
Right. Yeah. I find that so many experiences you have in education, even if it's just like not doing well on a project, that just helps you become a more well-rounded
Yeah.
worker and technician and artist. So
Yeah, absolutely.
just do your best. Have fun. As for those of you who are in university, if you're self-learning, there's tons of free resources. This is one of them. This is happening right now. There's other resources that you can invest in that will invest back in you. Super cool. All right,
I
Bobby.
started in toy design.
Oh,
When I was 17, I was working at a warehouse for this company that made toys for Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, that kind of
What?
thing. Yeah, and I was fixing toys or taking toys off the trucks and stuff like that. But during my lunch hours, I would go to the art department and learn this new software called Adobe Illustrator.
tell me
And,
more.
Photoshop too. And
Oh
so
my
when it got really
gosh.
busy one time, I came in carrying a bunch of toys I fixed, and I said, "Can I help? You guys look like you're really busy." And the person that was teaching me told the art director, "Let the kid try. You know, I've been teaching him some stuff." So that's how I
Whoa.
got my start when I was 17.
That sounds like a movie.
Yeah.
Maybe someday it will be. Cool. And then so from there, was it just history, or have you gone through a couple different changes?
Well, yeah, that's 23 years ago. So there's a lot of steps along the way. The other major step was going to Comic-Con.
Oh yeah,
San
yeah.
Diego Comic-Con. We had a table, had 4 art books and a whole bunch of prints, and then we kind of got discovered there. I believe Tim Burton's people discovered
The
us
people.
there.
I remember hearing that.
He can't walk through Comic-Con by himself.
Yeah, he's not very conspicuous.
Yeah, so then working on his film Alice in Wonderland was a huge part in the career as well.
Yeah. So when you say working on his film, what part do you play there?
So there's 3 character designers credited for the whole film. I was one, and then Kay, who you were streaming with yesterday, was the other, and then one other person, one of our friends, Michael Kuche, he was
Wow.
the 3rd one.
It's amazing. So
Yeah.
you did all of it, all the characters.
Pretty much get to touch pretty much all the characters.
Man.
Yeah, it was pretty surreal.
Yeah, and coming from just being discovered at Comic-Con to being thrown into a feature film.
Yeah. Well, that was our 6th film that we worked on.
Oh, okay.
But when you are working in pre-production, when you're working really, really early on, there's a pretty good chance that the film won't come out a lot of times.
True.
So Alice was our first film that actually came out, but our 6th film that we worked on.
Man, that sounds frustrating.
Um,
Well, if you get
well,
paid.
that's why, kids, it's all about the journey, not about the
Nicely
destination,
done.
right? You gotta just enjoy the journey.
That's true. Very true. I remember when I was working designing t-shirts, I probably designed thousands of t-shirts and only got 6 actually in stores. It's like, enjoy the journey, the process. Who
Yeah.
knows what you're going to use the design later?
And also, sometimes those things that don't get used, they come back later on.
Exactly.
And also, you don't really know who you're going to meet along the way. And a lot of the time, people remember, a few years later, those connections come back.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. People are funny that way. Man,
That's why if you're not such a nice guy, it's still good to be nice to everybody because you never know. You never
Fake
know.
it. Yeah, is that a piece of advice to be nice in this industry?
Well, I think each of us probably remembers the people that were mean to us when we were just starting off, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna remember those people for the rest of your life, pretty much.
I think also those sort of people, sometimes you look at them maybe 10 years later and you go, yeah, they haven't really done much, you know?
Right.
Because they're struggling to make those connections with people because they're mean or like they're really difficult to work with. So,
especially in like something like the movie or gaming industry where you have to create something with a giant team of people.
Yeah, whole pipeline.
Yeah, you got to be nice.
And you never know who those people might be one day as well.
Yeah, that's actually really incredible to think. You're like, wait, that guy directed that movie? What?
Yeah, nowadays, because I've done my YouTube channel for so long, like over a decade, right?
Wow.
So nowadays I get people that come to me and they're like, yeah, I watched your YouTube videos from when I was 12 years old. Now I work at Blizzard
That's
or whatever.
amazing.
That's pretty insane.
Wow.
I don't know how I feel about that though, because it really makes you feel like time has really passed. A lot of time has passed.
Well, part of the journey, like you said.
Yeah,
That's very true. And everyone in chat, just a heads up, we've got about 10 minutes left with these two. So if you have, I know,
Oh, shoot.
whoa.
Okay. I'm
Lots of good chatting.
I'm going to color this really quickly.
Cool. So about 10 minutes left. If you have any last minute questions, we'll do our best to get them answered. But like I said, I gave you their Instagram handles. We got Dan Mumford Draws and Digital Bobbert. So if you want to check out more of their stuff, even their Instagram stories here at Adobe Live, that's a good place to get it done. And like I said at the beginning, we have a full day of streaming today and tomorrow as well. This stream will end and it will be followed by what's new in InDesign in Illustrator. If you didn't know, there were some update announcements yesterday. You can now update a whole slew of your CC apps. So the What's New in Illustrator and InDesign will be with Christine Arth and Isabel Lee. Isabel's one of our Adobe Creative residents and she is awesome. We've got some What's New for Adobe Typekit, Adobe Stock and Dimension with Grayscale Gorilla, Premiere Pro and After Effects with Valentina V, and then What's New in Character Animator with David Gerhard, and then finally finishing out the day with What's New for Behance, which is where we live, be.net/live. It's the best place to watch us to finish out the day. So let us know if you're going to be hanging around all day. We have a bunch of cool content, and then it'll start all again tomorrow. Very exciting. I see Bobby's kind of throwing in some details to his little fish creatures.
Gotta finish it up. Yeah.
There's no time.
And Dan's thrown in some color.
I wanted to do highlights and loads of stuff. What we got, like 8 minutes?
Just about.
If that? Can do something.
You got it, you got it. Maybe, who knows, you might post something on Instagram stories later. Showing an update. I like how you're doing you're filling in the shape with a long press.
Oh yeah. I'll do that again over here.
Yeah, show us.
So you just sort of roughly make the shape that you want to fill in with color, and then fills it all in.
Boom.
Simple.
Yeah, so that is in Illustrator Draw. Like I said at the beginning, it's a vector-based program, totally free. I know someone was asking that in the chat, so try it out. And then Bobby is working in Photoshop Sketch, which is like a beautiful baby Photoshop on your iPad. And it has amazing brushes built into it, like their graphite, their pencil is perfect, in my opinion.
That's
We've got the watercolors, like Bobby was playing with earlier. And then you also have the ability to use any of your brushes that you would use in Photoshop in Sketch. So you can load the files into your CC library, open them, load them in Sketch. Boom. Want to use some Kyle Webster brushes that aren't already in there? Do it.
We all want to
amazing.
use Kyle's brushes.
You really do. They do a lot of the work for you. They're
I
pretty
use
beautiful.
them all the time, yeah. They're fantastic.
Yeah, literally only ones I use. Amazing. So Kyle was here yesterday. That was pretty cool. Talking about what's new and coming in the drawing apps that they're working on. We were chatting about Gemini, which was talked about yesterday in the keynote. If you want to learn more about that, you can re-watch the keynote in our replays from yesterday. Very interesting and beautiful demo by Kyle.
Superb.
Yeah, Daniel, thanks. Good to see you. We got Tim, our awesome moderator in the chat, Munir, Ryan, Boris.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
How did you start? How did you get your first start?
Well, my first creative memory is having a coloring page in preschool of a princess, and I really did not like the dress she was wearing, so I took a black crayon and redesigned the lines and then colored it in.
Oh.
Totally redesigned it, and then I was like, I think I'm an artist now.
Wow.
The rest is history.
So you got your start real early. I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of always been my thing. Always been the artsy one. But I definitely have a wide breadth of interests, which I struggled with. I don't know if you did during school, being like, well, I like this and this and this and this.
What do you kind of pick? Right?
Yeah.
That was a thing for me as well. But I think the real trick to it is just pick one.
Just pick
It doesn't
one.
have to be forever.
True.
You know. In the very beginning, I liked layouts. I liked to do backgrounds.
Cool.
And I just kept going until I was doing moderately well with backgrounds. I could be employed, and then I was like, I don't like backgrounds anymore.
Switch it up.
Right? And as long as you learn it before leaving, then you can have something that you could take along with you.
Definitely. Yeah. Dan, you seemed a little taken aback when he said, I don't like backgrounds.
Oh, no,
Like,
no,
how
no.
dare you?
No, I thought it was really interesting. That's where it went.
Yeah.
I nearly did literature.
Oh.
Yeah, I nearly decided that was my path.
Yeah. I also really like that.
But, my school when I was younger wasn't the best in allowing you to do lots of creative stuff. So I kind of had to choose a path quite quickly.
Gotcha.
I wanted to do music all the time as well.
Oh, what kind of music?
Oh, lots of bands, that sort of stuff. But I
Yeah.
wasn't allowed to have, my school wouldn't really allow me to have that as a passion as well as art. It was one or the other.
It's like, you gotta pick one.
I don't think that's fair, to be honest.
No, yeah. So was it like all of the music and art classes were scheduled at the same time and you had to pick one?
Yeah.
Happened to me too.
I think you should be allowed to do lots of creative stuff if you want to do that.
Totally. Like add some classes on if you need
Yeah.
to. Man, that's a great way to, you can do after school programs, free resources online, or like I said, you can invest in some and grow your skills from there.
Yeah.
Jan Eric says, I need that Adobe MAX illustration in my life. Gotta print that on something.
Let me finish it first.
Yes,
Could go horribly wrong.
that's true. I don't think it will, but it
I
could.
think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Well,
That's awesome.
how many minutes we got?
3.
Ah,
Oh, nervous.
Yeah.
Now your hands are really sweaty.
yeah, now I need that silky glove.
Yeah, that's awesome. Tim says, I'm very excited for the next guest. She's one of the creative residents. So true. Isabel is an awesome designer. Also owns a business, which is amazing. And she'll be talking about what's new in Illustrator and InDesign with Christine Arth, who also owns her own studio. Some very powerful women coming up here next. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Ryan says you should make it a sticker. That guy.
Yeah.
On Sticker Mule.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect, although you might not be able to.
If I'm allowed to. I mean,
Sticker Mule, help them out.
I'm in America for 2 more days. I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Get some speed shipping.
Yeah.
That'd be great. It's awesome. I think those really saturated highlights are looking great.
Yeah, normally I would put in maybe 2 more highlights really quickly, but we're running out of time, guys.
You know what happens. Do you know Brian Yap?
Yes.
So I feel like his highlighting style is very similar to this.
Yeah, Brian's work's wonderful. It's amazing
Super
stuff.
beautiful. He and my coworker Lydia designed the gig poster for Beck tonight.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Whoa. That's so cool.
And it's actually actual cardboard structures they made and photographed and composited.
Wow.
It looks totally like digital, but it's real. I saw it in the
look forward to
office.
seeing
Super cool. All right, so we have about 2 minutes left.
do one more
Maybe, maybe with that time, Bobby, do you want to talk about what you've done so far, and then real quickly, Dan, you can chat about that as well.
Sure, yeah. What I was thinking here was, first I just started painting some blobs, and then it became, kind of looks like an underwater scene.
It does.
So I wanted to just kind of paint a little kind of underwater sea dragon kind of deal. And I was looking at a fish. Is he gonna eat the fish? I don't know.
That's what I was
You're gonna have to
thinking.
stay tuned to the end of the show. I don't
There's
know
some
either.
tension.
No, they're
But,
friends. They're friendly.
I think they are too.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So using Photoshop Sketch, like we've been chatting about, and then Dan is using Illustrator Draw to remix the Max logo.
Yeah.
Very cool. So you've been adding these beautiful fluid designs.
Yeah, just kind of going with the flow. No rules.
No
Just
rules,
a bit
kids.
of fun.
Yeah.
It's looking cool.
It looks really cool. So everyone go check out their Instagram, socials, websites if you'd like to follow up with them. This whole session has been very educational and uplifting, I feel, for our viewers.
It's been really nice.
Yeah, so thank you, you two. Great way to start the day, I think.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Absolute pleasure.
We had a lot of fun, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're just scribbling and like,
Still
yes,
going, still
yes.
going.
Oh, I'm stopping. Okay.
Hands down.
Is that it? Are we done?
Yeah, we're pretty much done.
Aw.
So everyone stick around. We've got Christine and Isabel coming up next to talk about what's new in InDesign and Illustrator. Like I said, we are here at Adobe Live at Adobe MAX in Los Angeles. Come stop by if you're here, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.